All right, Mr. Dua. So, what do you make of this? This conundrum that exists between what's going to happen. Is there an opportunity here, sir, according to you?
Everything has been said by Sumit and Sharad, so I have very little to add. And in any case, most of the time stands consumed of the show. Nevertheless, I'll just like to mention a couple of things that the signals which are now coming from the United States and the head of the United States government administration seem to be rather different from what we had earlier seen of him and what he had been saying about India. Today's the most positive one. After he has signed those 12 letters, he's at the same time said, we are almost on track to sign an agreement with India. So this is from the president of the country, and his Treasury Secretary, Mr. Besant, has been talking positively about it for the last 2 or 3 days. That's number one point. Second, what is it that the President of the United States is ready to sign? Our delegation left the US 3 days ago, and with the approval of the Government of India, proposals were given to the Commerce Department with whom they were negotiating. And those proposals are the ones the President of the United States has probably perused, seen them, considered them, and he considers that it is possible to have an understanding on that. I just wanted to mention the process, and that the process as of now seems to be positive, that an interim deal is probably coming, and it probably the gun, which the previous two speakers have very eloquently talked about, is probably now the firing of the gun. The gun is there, has been extended to 31st of July, saying he has virtually bought himself 3 weeks more time from 9th to 31st. That's number one. Number two, I think the Indian government, from whatever is coming out in the Indian press and otherwise, it's been made very clear we are willing to go thus far. We are willing to grant certain concessions to the United States, be it for their apples, their walnuts, blueberries, whiskey, as well as to some extent automobiles coming from the United States. But we too have red lines, red flags, and dairy, agriculture, remains of GMO. Those 3 or 4 things with us are no negotiations. Something might happen when we have the full comprehensive deal. It may be 6 months later, or it may be a year or two later. Because as of now, I see one immediate understanding, maybe a few items, certain principles agreed to. I would think we should accept it because of 2 things. One, it is likely to be lower than the 20 to 40% which is being imposed on different countries. So we get a competitive edge during the interim period till they sign the agreements. And see, it's come out again from the United States sources that we may have levied, including on our allies, Korea, Japan, etc., certain duty, 25%, on others gone up to 40%. That is not sacrosanct, that's not forever, but it looks like more a weapon or a tool, let me not call it a weapon, to make them come back for negotiations, keep that this is high 25 or 40%, but if you come back to negotiate with us, it's in your favor. So it is an instrument being used to get the 12 countries for whom the letters have gone and some more which might be in the pipeline. Finally, I'll only like to say that let's be very clear, the United States is now far more mercantile than we have ever seen before. Obviously, it's flowing right from the top. He understands one thing, business, and he probably also has succeeded in such kind of negotiations in the past. Buy my tower, otherwise I'm jumping to some other place. Do this for me, Municipal Corporation of New York, which he did. That's saying, clear my project. I'm going to create 30,000 jobs here. There will be so much of property tax coming for you. if you do not, if you clear it, otherwise I'm going off to Baltimore. Those are the kind of things which he does. He is now doing that at a national scale, international scale. That is, I think, the fate of the Americans, that they've got a businessman to head it. With the rest of the world, he'll have to
Fair
probably
enough, sir.
change its stance a little more restrained, a little more statesmanship. Only then the leadership of the United States will remain. The United States has been a flag bearer for democracy, for free trade, and for coming to the rescue of countries which are willing to toe its line.
Fair enough, sir. Fair enough, sir.
But
Fair
it
enough,
is
sir.
all changing.